Welcome back to Local 5 Live. Some new legislation may change the way you save for retirement.
Attorney Justin Randall is here from Hooper Law Office with more on something called the Secure Act. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let's start with what that is. What is a Secure Act?
So it's being positioned as really a beneficial change for retirees. It's probably one of the most significant retirement account legislative changes in the past couple decades, honestly. And what it does is it increases the age of what's called a required minimum distribution. So when you have to start taking money out of your accounts from 70 and a half to 72. You can now also continue to contribute to an IRA or 401k past 70 and a half. So you can keep going on with that. Probably what the biggest change, though, for people like our clients is what happens after someone passes away. There's been a huge change to how long someone has to take out distributions after they've inherited an IRA.
So how might this impact an estate plan?
So the new payout rule is that someone has 10 years to take out an entire account. It does not have to be in equal installments. It can be all at the end of the 10th year. There are a few exceptions, so the biggest being a spouse. A spouse can still roll over the retirement account into their own name. Okay. Someone who is a minor child or is chronically ill or disabled can also use a lifetime expectancy. If it's the minor child, once they hit 18, they only have 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And then also there's a little bit of a more confusing example of someone who is not more than 10 years younger than the person who was the original holder of the account can actually take a lifetime stretch as well. So there's a lot of these really complicated things that obviously will need to be figured out over the next couple of months, but for most people they have about 10 years to take it out.
I think your answer just illustrates why it's so important to work with an expert when we're dealing with things like this. What action should we be taking right now?
So there's a couple of really big things. If you have an estate planning attorney, go talk to that attorney and see if anything needs to be changed. I know there's a lot of updates that are going to need to be made to accommodate this and get a better tax stretch for people, or better tax consequences, I should say. On top of that, talk to your CPA if you have one, or financial advisor. I think this really gives a lot of people new opportunities to do different types of planning. It's not a negative impact for everyone unless you do nothing. So I think going and talking to the experts, talking to your CPA, your attorney, is what you really need to do to make sure that you can be as least impacted by this as possible.
Sure.